I'm gonna cut right to the chase and just say that I don't know how to start this video. I think part of the reason that I have a dilemma is because I'm making this knowing that nobody's gonna watch it, and it's weird sitting in front of a camera and creating a video that you know is meant for other people, but also knowing that you don't have an audience. I'm just gonna cut right to the point of this video. I currently am an indebted college student, and when I graduate, I will be hundreds of thousands of dollars in the hole. And that's something that I think about a lot lately. And of course, as a person that is fearful of this pending financial distress, I look at this aggregate of people who are younger than me that live in multi-million-dollar houses in Los Angeles and are famous and like living the dream, who got this way being influencers on social media. And I can't even imagine what it's like to live a life where you make videos as your job, and not only do you, are you comfortable financially, but you get an insane amount of just like exposure and engagement, and that comes with so much influence and power. And it's like, it's crazy to think about it. I mean, I can't relate. Full disclosure, I'm like, these kids are, I don't want to say they're not smart. I don't want to like take hits at their intellect and personalities and their any characteristics, because obviously I don't know any of them personally. But just the impressions that I get from watching their personas that they put online, it's like, as a general whole, none of these kids that have so much success are really any different than any of us. To say that I'm worried about my uncertain future is a gross understatement. So as for how like Jake Paul kind of ties into this, he's just a very high profile example of somebody that I observe from a distance. And I'm like, this individual is not particularly smart. As far as I can tell, he's not particularly talented or prodigiously skilled at anything. He's not particularly virtuous. He's not particularly philosophical. There's nothing groundbreaking to say, about this individual, and yet he's freaking like, Here I am feeling like I have the intellect or the talent. I feel like a lot of people have just sat there and have been like, I'm smarter than Jake Paul. I'm better at this, that, and the other thing than like people like Jake Paul. Like, I'm more creative or more artistic, or I have more to offer. Like, you just sit there thinking you have as much as, if not more, to offer as certain individuals that you admire from a distance. And it's like, if that's true, why do I not have what they have? And finally, like, this was just kind of another like ephemeral thought that I was entertaining, and as it passed through my mind, I was like, the difference between Jake Paul and me is that Jake Paul makes stuff. And like, I know that sounds really simple and like that's just kind of a basic assessment, but I really think, that's the key. And that's not to say that there's not a million other variables and important aspects involved. People that are not famous are not unsuccessful, and people that are not wealthy are not unsuccessful, like, inherently. That's definitely not what I mean at all. Specifically in the situation where I'm sitting here like, I can do what Jake Paul does. Why don't I have this, that, and the other thing? And well, it's because I'm not doing what Jake Paul does. Like, I don't post on my YouTube channel. YouTube videos have, been something that I've been thinking about, like maintaining a YouTube channel has been something that I've been thinking about for a very long time. And every time that I think I'm going to, take the first step and just kind of start getting on a roll, I always manage to talk myself out of it. And that is a habit befitting a person that is not going to achieve what they desire. Because even if you believe that you have more to offer to the world, if you manage to talk yourself out of it every time and you don't put material out there for anybody to see, then you're never going to get exposure. And it might be that you put the work into it and you put your stuff out there and still nobody sees it. And that's okay too. But at least it's out there. Every time I think I have a good idea for a YouTube video, I always get down to, asking these there's just this barrage of questions that assault my mind that completely incapacitate me. I'm just kind of tired of always talking myself out of stuff and being unmotivated and arguing with myself all the time. And even now that I'm like sitting in front of this camera hearing my own voice talk about this, I'm like, you know, oh, nobody's gonna watch it, you're not entertaining, you're not funny, people are gonna click away because you're just like not a naturally like interesting person, like you don't have a good on camera whatever. And then I realized that if I'm constantly saying, well, I need this, that, and the other thing to actually go ahead and make something, it's never going to be enough, and I'm never going to be ready. I'm gonna make videos, and I'm not gonna worry about what type of videos they are, and I'm not going to worry about giving my channel like a really particular standard for approach or quality or subject or anything like that. I'm just going to video whatever I want, and I'm going to post it on a regular basis, hopefully. And if something comes out of that, that's great. And if nothing comes out of that, that's okay too. At the end of the day, if nothing else, I'll get practice editing, I'll get practice just kind of enunciating and talking and being in front of a camera, and I'll kind of, you know, it's just like, it can't hurt. You know what I mean? It can't hurt. And I'm not setting out to become famous or make money off of this or anything like that. But I think the most valuable thing that you can get from having a presence on social media is that you can engage with people. You know, at the moment I have 28 subscribers, which like obviously that's a very small amount, but whoever you 28 people are, thank you. Like, I don't know who you are for the most part, but I appreciate that you're here. And, you know, maybe that number will grow and maybe not, maybe it'll shrink, but, you know, might as well commit to something and find out. Oh, God, I think I just swallowed, like, a bit of dust. I feel weird saying something like thanks for watching, because I really don't know. I'm like looking into the camera lens and trying to envision even one person watching and like being entertained by this or being intrigued or anything, and it's kind of hard to imagine. But if there is a person watching this, or people or whatever, and you made it through the whole video, thank you for watching. So subscribe and ring that notification bell and follow me on Instagram. Yeah, okay, that's all. That's enough. I'm done.